Hello everybody. Today I'm going to be sharing a real side dream experience from my book Chronicles of a Cosmic Space Case. Dream 3. Transformation into a giant bird. The dream would begin with a chase. My group and I were fleeing from an assortment of animals that clearly didn't have our best interests at heart. A mercifully brief chase. We were able to escape them with ease, and then things would take a peculiar turn. I was now the subject of a kind of experiment, the purpose of which was to transform me into a bird. It seemed I was destined to become a considerably larger bird than usual. A series of steps in a process that culminated in a leap of faith. The final stage of this process required me to leap from a high mountain, and apparently the transformation would occur. I did just this. The transition occurred, and a large bird I became, soaring and swooping in the sky. Very exhilarating indeed. The experiment was to repeat. I was now back in human form, only this time it was more technologically dependent. Whole laboratories with a team of scientists working in tandem to recreate the original results. Except the bird I would become was going to be of a far greater size. The experiment proved a success. My feathered, fluttering self filled the laboratory and caused great alarm amongst the scientists. Several of the scientists stepped forward and began blasting at me with firearms. Seems the result of the work was not to their liking. At this point, however, my objective view was established. Rather than being immersed in the scene, as I was in the beginning of this dream, the huge bird suffered great damage, then bundled into a kind of constricted confinement, a capsule of some kind, which was then jettisoned into space, and it is there that the poor, unfortunate, oversized bird would live out its days. It was most likely that the animals were disgruntled controllers, or creatures sent by them, always hot on our heels, and pestering anyone who tries to free their shackles. Changing initially into a bird was maybe demonstrating my escape from their clutches and ill intentions, and reaching a level beyond which their awareness would permit them to follow. The second replication of the experiment may be the dark forces trying to reach the real universes through technological means. Knowledge then of the real universes, but not choosing to attain them through becoming aware enough to perceive them, but through literal means. The technology representing this, and a means doomed to failure. A possible glimpse then into some of the things the controllers are occupying themselves with, maybe the results of which were disastrous and had to be shut down and contained. The bird shot off into space. Dwayne provides a view. These experiences are animating it for you with what's going on. The bird represents taking the leap of faith. You jumped off. You took the risk. And when you take the risk, you fly. Most people won't take the risk. They're too afraid. They stay with their social consciousness and their attitudes. And again, the bird is magnified with awareness, and they wanted to control it. They think they can control this, but they can't. They have nothing. They've got the idea, but that's all they have. That's what you saw objectively. But they didn't have you. That's where you became objective. That's the difference. They have the idea, what we're creating and presenting. They can have the idea. they think they've got it. And that's where Joni came in with the corporation, thinking that Harry had the rod of power, which he didn't. That's what she wanted. But even if he did, she couldn't get it. It was all in her mind that she could possess it. She just wanted absolute power, like most people do, and that is the power to ruin others, to be on the top of the heap, etc. So you're seeing the mad scientists do the same thing, but they don't have your awareness. They have the idea, but that's all they have. They have the carcass. They have the carcass idea. That's what that is.